What's poppin', YouTube family? It's your boy, The White. Welcome back to the channel, Silverback Sillage. Hope all is well with everybody. First off, do me a huge favor. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And hit that bell icon so you can be notified when I post new content. Now, fellas, as y'all can see, I'm dressed in all black. That's just letting you know that tonight's a very, very serious topic. And these are some serious fragrances that I'm about to bring to the table. These 10 fragrances here will leave a lasting impression on any room that you walk in. If you'd like to see which ones they are, keep it locked. Well, let's get down to business. Like I told y'all before, these 10 fragrances right here leave some of the sexiest scent trails that you could possibly leave when you walk past anybody that's just happened to be in the area that you're in. And these ain't in no particular order for the most part. Up first, Cedrat Oise. While commonly compared to Aventus quite often, I don't necessarily say that it's not necessarily Aventus, but what you actually do get with this one here, you get a lot of black currant, you get some lemon, and a little bit of spice. And then as it begins to dry down, you get that leathery note and you get a woody note that kind of mixes together that gives it a lot of masculinity. But with this fragrance here versus like an Aventus, you don't really get no smoke. This one here gives you more leather that follows those fruits and the black currant and lemon in that opening. Amazing scent trail. Air catches this thing, carries it down to where people can actually check you out and give you your props. Next one. We're going to the house of Nishane with Hasivat. This one here, very, very strong pineapple note. And normally when people hear pineapple notes, that they automatically assume that it's Aventus. But this one here, the pineapple is very, very kind of tart and juicy. And it is mixed in with a grapefruit bergamot mixture. But the pineapple reigns supreme in that opening. But as it dries down, the oak moss comes to the forefront, which makes this a little bit more masculine, a little bit more cool weather friendly when it comes to a pineapple fragrance. But it leaves an amazing scent trail. One that you will always remember if you smell it. Right back ain't cheating. We're going right back to the house of Nishane with Fan Your Flames. Now what you get with this one here, you get some tobacco, you get some rum, you get some Chinese cedar wood, and it's a little bit of earthiness in there too. So you got a little bit of a mossiness in there and some tonka bean. But the three notes that reign supreme in this fragrance is that coconut, rum, and the tobacco. Amazing fragrance for when you're having fellas night out. You want to make your impact. Your guys going to be having on fragrances too. So y'all kind of in competition, lightweight with one another. But this one here is one that's going to be able to set you apart from the others and leave a scent trail that people will always remember. Tonight's all about Sillage for sure. Next one. We're headed to the house of Dior with Dior Sauvage Eau de Parfum. Now this one here, amazing spicy scent. So you get a lot of Szechuan pepper in that opening mixed with bergamot. And as the lifetime of the fragrance begins to dry down about that 2 or 3 hour mark, the lavender is always prevalent, but then that star anise gets in there mixed in with that spicy nutmeg, and it does also have a very strong ambroxan push. But as where the eau de toilette was huge on projection, this one's better toward leaving a wonderful scent trail and some spice. And a lot of people don't know the difference between projection and sillage. Projection is how far that fragrance reaches out and go get people. Sillage is when you begin to walk away, you walk past people, or just begin to move from place to place in a given situation that you're in. That scent trail that you leave, that's your sillage. And that's the difference. Next one. We're going to the house of Yves Saint Laurent with Eau de Parfum, YSLY Eau de Parfum, to be exact. Now this one here, powerful, first off. And what you get is a very, very aromatic, fragrance that has an apple ginger spice in the opening with a bergamot background as far as the fruits, but the apple reigns supreme in that opening. But as it begins to dry down, you get some sage and some geranium, and then when you get to that base, you're going to get that tonka bean slash cedar wood mixture there. So it's a little bit of woods, but it's more apple, bergamot, and sage that actually come to the forefront within this fragrance. Very, very powerful, very, very long lasting. And might I add, with all of these, longevity is no problem. You ain't got to worry about spraying this on, having to take it with you or take a decant with you and spray yourself to death all day. You put it on with a good anywhere between 5 and 7 spray routine. It'll last you throughout a whole work day, and you're going to definitely make an impact, whether you're at work or you're in your personal time. Next one, we're going to the house of Zerjoff with 40 knots. Now, this fragrance right here leaves a very, very sexy scent trail. But with this scent trail, what it does that's very, very intriguing as far as I'm concerned is you start off with a lot of marine salty notes within this fragrance here, and then it transitions to some greenness in there, and then you let that hang around for about an hour and a half or two, and then it evolves again. You get a nice warm ambery dry down. Even though it's not listed in the notes, no matter what website you go to, they seem to leave that note out. But this one here is that one you want to spray on when you're on a cruise ship, when you're on a yacht of somebody's yacht, or you're going on a boat tour, something like that. Somewhere outside where you're actually going to let that air begin to hit that fragrance and carry it to the surrounding individuals' noses. That's when 40 knots reign supreme. It's not one of those ones that is just beast mode inside. To me, a little sunlight, a nice vibe outside, that's when that one comes to the forefront. But nonetheless, that scent trail, amazing. Next one. Very, very powerful. Now, this one right here projects and has a sillage. It's all wrapped in one. Cool weather staple. Back to the house of Dior with Dior Sauvage Elixir. Strong cinnamon and nutmeg combo that begins to dry into a little bit of powderiness. That signature lavender note that's in the Dior Sauvage family is always prevalent in this one here. It's by far the most mature Sauvage that out of the collection. As far as the ones that's been out, I haven't got a chance to get my nose on that new one, but most people that I've heard talk about it say it's kind of weak and kind of bizarre, so I'm not for sure if I'll purchase that one. But as this one begins to dry down, another note that comes to the forefront is that ambery mix with that licorice note, which sets it apart from all the freshies that are in this same family. It's nothing like those when it comes to that, and it strays the farthest away from that Dior Sauvage DNA overall, but it's still in there, but it doesn't smell exactly like those. But this one here leaves the best scent trail, in my humble opinion, especially when it's cold outside. Next one that had to be on this list because it's all in the title, and that's to the house of Armagh with Club de Nuit Sillage. The Silver Mountain Water counterpart that is for one stronger than Silver Mountain Water. It out performs Silver Mountain Water, but nonetheless, Silver Mountain Water is the originator. Smells a little bit smoother, not quite as screechy, a little bit within that opening. But as it begins to sit on your skin and that air gets to hit this fragrance, I find it hard pressed for somebody without a heavily trained nose to be able to tell the difference between the two. But what you get with this one here in that opening, you get lots of citruses, lots of black currant, lemon, lime, black currant, to name a few. There is some florals in here, so you get a nice little irisy rose mixture throughout the opening, like the end of the opening, all the way throughout that heart. And then when it begins to dry down, you get some ambroxan and a musky dry down, just like you would get out of Silver Mountain Water. But one thing about this thing right here, it leaves an amazing scent trail, hence the name Sillage. This is one, guys, that don't cost you that much, around that $35 to $40 price point. Saves you lots of money from having to go after the actual Silver Mountain Water DNA and get the actual bottle. But this thing here performs and People notice you when you wear this one here. One of my higher complimented fragrances in my collection as well. Second to last, once again, we doing Right Back Ain't Cheating with Club de Nuit Intense Man Eau de Parfum. This one here will always be in my collection. Very, very close to that Creed Aventus DNA with a twist, of course. But what you get with this one here, you get some lemon, you get pineapple, and you get some black currant. This one actually does have the birch and the smoky nuances within this fragrance. Like most people want to pin everything else that has pineapple in it with it being like a Ventus. This is one of the ones that's actually closer to that scent profile because that's what they were going after. But when Creed Ventus is done ticking about that 7 to 8 hour mark, and that's if you sprayed it kind of heavy, this one here is 12 plus hours. So it's powerful, leaves an awesome scent trail, sexy scent trail. It's a versatile scent profile that you can use anytime, anywhere, any season, any reason. One you need in your collection. And last but not least, one of the sexiest Sillage fragrances in my collection. And it's one that I've heard rumors that they're thinking about discontinuing it or maybe reformulating it. I'd like to get me another bottle before that happens. And that's going to the house of Bond number 9 with Centerpiece for him. Now, what do you get with this one? Some pineapple. It's been a while since I wore that one. I'm going to have to put this in rotation again real soon. But you get some pineapple, you get some black currant, you get a little bit of cedarwood and vetiver, but the most part when it comes to the dry down for this one here, which is signature in Bond number 9 scents, you get that musky dry down. So you get hit with that blast of black currant / pineapple in the opening. No, it doesn't smell like a Ventus. There's no smokiness here, but you get more of a woody vetiver mix within the mid of this and that musky dry down, which where people want to always pin pineapple on making something smell like a Ventus. This is one of those scent profiles that proves that it can have it in there, but still have its own swag, its own style, and make an impact when it comes to Sillage. Now, these are my 10 go-to fragrances. When I want to be able to walk past individuals and know that my scent trail is on point, I'll reach for one of these. If you have some fragrances in your collection that you think leave an amazing, sexy scent trail, leave a comment in the comments and let me know. And if you'd like to see a part two of this fragrance video here of beast mode fragrances with a strong Sillage, if I can get at least 15 to 20 thumbs up, I'll make that video for y'all. But other than that, that's my time. Peace.